now we are going to see DNS. It is one of the associated protocols of application layer. What is DNS? It is nothing but domain name system. Whenever we are typing www.google.com, have you ever thought how it has been transferred to the server? Actually, we said already that our network can identify the host with the help of the IP address only. But we are typing www.google.com, www.yahoo.com, amazon.com. Then how it identifies? Have you ever thought of this question? Yes, I have the answer for this. Yes, DNS helps us to convert the domain name into its respective IP address. Why it has to convert? Why we cannot type it? Is it possible for the human brain to remember every IP address, every domain name's IP address? Do you think so? No, it's not possible. So what happened? They've invented a protocol which will help us to convert the domain name into the IP address whenever any domain name is typed in their own web browser. So domain name system is a protocol which helps us to domain name system. It's not a protocol. Domain name system helps us to convert the domain name into IP address and vice versa. Okay. Distributed database. Actually, it is distributed throughout the world because we cannot have only one DNS for the entire universe. So it is distributed throughout the universe. Next, it's application layer protocol, host name servers, and communicates to resolve the names. As I said, it helps us to convert the name to the IP address and the vice versa. Next, as I said, DNS helps us to convert the domain name into the IP address and the vice versa. It is nothing but domain name system, and it is distributed protocol which is distributed throughout the universe. And if at all any client sends the DNS request to convert the domain name into the IP address, every DNS server will respond with its own IP address, with the respective IP address. Clear? So this is what the hierarchy which you are seeing in the diagram. So we have 3 parts in the hierarchy. The first one is root DNS server. So under the root, for the entire universe, we have a root DNS server. Under every root DNS server, will be having top level domain name server, that is TLD servers. So these are all nothing but COM DNS server, org DNS server, and EDU DNS server. And under every COM will be having the authoritative servers, the specific domain name, that is yahoo.com, amazon.com. If you take org, it is pbs.org. If you take edu, what is com? Com is nothing but commercial. If the domain names are used for the commercial purpose, then it will be named as com. If it is for a particular organization, the domain name will be ended with the org. If it is educational purpose, then the domain name will be named with which ends with .edu. So we have 3 types of server. One is root DNS server, and the second one is top level domain name server. These are all COM DNS server, org, and edu. And under every domain name COM DNS server will be having associated domains like Yahoo, Amazon, etc. Okay, what happens? How the DNS helps us to convert the domain name to the IP address? Okay. Now, if at all any clients want to search something in the amazon.com, what they will do? They will get into their browser and they will type www.amazon.com. But our network cannot understand what is Amazon.com because it knows only to identify the IP address. So now our DNS, our hero called DNS server DNS will come into the picture, and he will help our client to convert the domain name into the IP address. Yes. Client queries root server to find the COM DNS server. So what the client will do? First, it will send the request to the root DNS server asking for the IP address. In turn, the root DNS server will check the domain name, that is www.amazon.com. So what happens? .com. So it checks .com in the domain name and it will reroute the request to the COM DNS server. And the COM DNS server in turn will check the domain name and it finds the www.amazon.com. So it will route the request to the amazon.com domain DNS server. So amazon.com DNS server will provide the exact IP address of the page which the client is looking for. So again the reply will move through the same route until it reaches the client. This is how the client will get the response from the server. So this is DNS root name server. So in the entire universe we have 13 root name servers worldwide. So under which the same for hierarchies will be followed, that is top level domain name server, authoritative DNS server. This we have already seen. Next, yes. So as we said already, so we will consider that I am the requesting host sitting in my home and asking that I have to search for the page that is mobile phone. I am searching for the mobile phone in the amazon.com. So mobiles.amazon.com. Okay. So what happens, or if you can take like this also. I want to check my mail. So how it will be typed if you go to Gmail, mail.google.com, correct? So that will be transferred to my local DNS server. If my local DNS server is having the response, so what will be sent? The request to convert my domain name into the IP address will be sent to my local DNS server. If the local DNS server is having the IP address of the domain name, it will itself respond. If it doesn't have, then only it is going to move to the or forward the DNS request to the root DNS server. Then root DNS server again checks that domain name, which is mail.google.com. Okay, so it finds that .com. So it will check for the .com TLD DNS server and it will give the request. Okay, it will give the, if root DNS server again itself is having the response, it will give. If it doesn't have, then it will give the response with the IP address of the TLD DNS server to the local DNS server. Clear? So the root DNS server is going to give the IP address of our COM DNS server. With the help of the IP address of the COM DNS server, our local DNS server will contact the TLD DNS server. What is our TLD DNS now? COM DNS server, because my mail ID is, my domain name is mail.google.com. So I got my local DNS server got the IP address of COM DNS server. Now what it should do, it should contact the COM DNS server and ask what is the IP address of google.com. So it has contacted now COM DNS server and it is asking for google.com's IP address. Now my COM DNS server will give the IP address of google.com's IP address. With the IP address of google.com, my local DNS server will contact or send the request to the google.com, that is authoritative DNS server. So what my google.com DNS server will do, it will give the mail.google.com's IP address. Okay. So it gives as a reply. What it will give? The IP address of the mail.google.com google.com's IP address. So finally, my local DNS server got the IP address of mail.google.com's IP address. Clear? It is like if you want to meet somebody in the college, what you will do? First, you as a parent, you want to meet a student called Harish. You will go to the receptionist. Okay. So you are the host, you are going to the receptionist and you are asking where this student called Harish is sitting. If the receptionist knows, she will itself say that he will be sitting in the room number 204. If she doesn't know, what she will do, she will route the parent to the principal. What the principal will do? Principal will give the place, or he will say where the HOD is sitting. Then they have to meet the HOD and the HOD will say where the class coordinator is sitting. And they will be going to the class coordinator and the class coordinator will say where the student is sitting, that is room number 204. So this 204 will be given to the parent and the parent will be contacting the student directly by going to room number 204. This is how our DNS also works. Every server will be giving the IP address of its own subordinate server with which the local DNS server will contact and get the appropriate IP address of the domain name which the host is requesting. Clear? So it gives the respective IP address of the domain name which is requested by the client or requesting host. Until then it will work. Then it will also store it in its own cache so that if the same request is placed by any other client in its own network, then it will give the IP address of the respective domain name immediately without contacting the other servers. So this is how DNS works. This and all we have seen. These are the DNS records. So we have 4 types of records. How it is going to answer, how the response is given by the DNS server, that is nothing but DNS records. See here, yes, distributed database name, storing resource records. Resource format is like this: name, value, type and the TTL. If the type is equal to A and the name will be host and the value is IP address, and the type is equal to A means the host name will be there, www.google.com, and its own corresponding address, that is 172.22.33.4, and the time to live, how long it is alive. Then NS, if the type is going to be NS, what is the name? Domain name, and the value is the host name of the authoritative name server. As we said, if it doesn't have the IP address of the domain name, it has to give the IP address of the authoritative name server. In that case, the type will be NS. And type is equal to CNAME means along with the original name, it will also be having the alias names. In that case, the name is alias name for some canonical name, that one more name, alternate name, and the value will be the original name, that is canonical name. The type is equal to MX means value is the name of the mail server associated with name of the mail server. Okay. So if MX means it is related to mail server. Okay, this is how the resource records of DNS looks like. And if you see DNS protocol message format, we have two parts in it. One is message header and the other one is the body part. So in the header we have, it is of 12 bytes long, and we have like 6 fields. In the identification, the first field, if you see, this is identification field which helps us to identify the query. And in DNS we have 2 types of message. One is query message and the other one is reply message. And for every question there will be question number, or any request, any query, there will be a query number with which the reply can be. With the same identification number, reply will also be given. And the flags, so we have 4 flags in it. One is query flag, query or reply flag. If query flag is set as 1, if query flag is set as 0, it is then query, and if it is set as 1, it is reply. And the recursion decide, if my local server is having the IP address, then the recursion sorry, if my local DNS server is not having the IP address of the domain name which was requested by the user host, with my client host, then it has to route the request to all the hierarchy of the servers. Then this flag called recursion desired is set as 1. When the recursion available is set as 1, when the local DNS server is having the IP address of the domain name which the user has requested, then the flag called recursion available will be set as 1. And the fourth flag called reply is authoritative. If it comes from the authoritative server, then the flag called reply authoritative will be set as 1. And if you see the other fields here under identification and the flags in the header, number of questions, how many number of questions has been sent, and how many number of answer resource records are sent, and the number of authority resource records and the number of additional resource records. So these are the informations that will be available. And in the body part, what is the question that has been asked? Question is nothing but domain name will be sent, and the answers are sent in the form of resource records. As we said, it contains 4 things. One is type, name, type, value, name, value, type, and the TTL. Okay, authority and the additional information of the resource records. These are the things, as I said already. These are the meaning of it. And with this, we are completing our DNS. Thank you. Bye.